Un aplauso para mami y papi, porque en verdad rompieron.
In a country where Latino make up small percentage of the population, something extraordinary happened in Sydney. A Spanish language concert, a Latin superstar, a stadium full of Australians singing word from word. When Bad Bunny stepped onto that stage, it wasn't just performing, he was making history as one of the first Latin artists to headline an Australian stadium tour on that scale. But what happened that night wasn't just about music, it was about connection.
Bad Bunny just held his first ever concert in Australia, and the impact was bigger than anyone expected. This wasn't just a debut show. He became the first Latin artist ever to sell out a stadium in Australia. Just look at that crowd. The entire stadium was shaking. One fan even said she had never seen a crowd like this before in Australia. And the wildest part, tens of thousands of people were singing in Spanish at the top of their lungs. And judging by his face in that moment, it seems like even Bad Bunny didn't expect a reaction this massive. You can almost see the emotion hit him in real time.
Here's my gringo review of the Bad Bunny concert. Had no idea what this pink house is about.
It's very loud.
The language barrier did prove quite difficult. I did bring some English translations though, so I could read along. The whole show started so wholesome and romantic until this random boy shouted something and everything changed. The place got very horny very fast. This is a lot different to the Eras tour. Like, the Swifties would be shook at this. And if you're wondering, like, why am I even here? Basically, I met Benito outside a cafe 4 days earlier. I only knew that song about taking photos prior to that. I decided he was the most beautiful man I'd ever met, and then I got given a free ticket. Everyone there was so attractive, I spent half the time trying to find a Latino boyfriend. I was shocked to see how they spelled Sydney wrong on all the merch though. It's with a Y, not an I. And I started to realize, like, as much as this is about Bad Bunny, this show and this moment was a celebration of Latin culture, and his music, like, united everyone there, whether we speak Spanish or not, and it was kind of beautiful to be a part of. Still got no idea what these straw hats are about though.
This was Bad Bunny's Sydney concert. Just look at the crowd. They're not just dancing, they're absolutely losing it. But here's the real question. What were these people like before they even got inside? Before the concert even started, people were already outside the venue, blasting music and dancing in the streets. Okay, maybe that's just pre-concert hype, right? Nope. They were dancing on the train too. Yes, the train.
Brings you to celebrate the Benito today?
Absolutely. My name is Tracy, and behind me is all my friends. And I guess we came here because we're a big fan of Benito. We love the vibe here. We love the community, and he's also really attractive.
Yeah. What song are we looking forward to listen to?
Baile
Inolvidable.
La mudanza.
Pregunta. How cute. That's a good one. That's a good one.
What brings you to like these songs? Any words behind the meaning behind the Vitirama Foto, La Mudanza? Because they're powerful songs.
It is. I think the message is obviously like gorgeous. Just like live in the moment, but also try to remember it. All of that, gorgeous. The friends, the background, love all of it. Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
Really well said. Thank you so much. Have an amazing time. If we can get like a high five.
Even though he performed entirely in Spanish, Bad Bunny made sure Australians felt seen, using CGI mascot named Concho to playfully introduce his favorite Australian food, sparking laughter across the stadium. It was unexpected, it was creative, and it showed effort. He didn't just fly in and perform and leave. He connected. At one point, he paused the show to teach the audience basic Spanish phrases, turning thousands of Australians into impromptu Spanish class. The crowd repeatedly every word back with pride. That moment wasn't just entertainment, it symbolized something deeper. Latin culture meeting Australian culture in harmony. Bad Bunny also donated $3 from every ticket sold to local Australian charity, supporting community welfare effort. That gesture transformed the concert from a spectacular into something meaningful. He told fans, "I'm not just here to perform, I'm here to contribute," and the audience noticed it. Early this year, during his appearance at Super Bowl show, some viewers online questioned his Spanish lyrics, saying they don't understand what he was saying. But in Sydney, understanding doesn't matter. Australians, many of whom didn't speak Spanish, sang every lyrics at the top of their lungs, word for word, emotion for emotion. It's proving something powerful. Music doesn't need translation. Emotion is universal. Bad Bunny even recreated the song he performed at Super Bowl show, but this time he added a personal twist just for Sydney. It wasn't just copy and paste performance, it was intentional. You can see the dedication, the energy, the gratitude. Fans left the stadium emotional. Some saying it was the best concert experience of their life. Many Australians publicly thanked him on social media, even telling Latino community, "We love you here." That moment alone scattered stereotype. What stood out wasn't just the production, it wasn't the lights, it wasn't the CGI, it wasn't the historic milestone. It was unity. In a world often divided by language, politics, culture, Sydney showed that love is louder than hate. While some critics once questioned his presence on American football stage, Australians embraced him fully without demanding translation. They danced, they sang, they celebrate Latin culture, and in doing so, they sent a message: connection is a choice. One thing that overcomes hate is love, and in Sydney, love won, music won, culture won. What is the cultural respect? The Spanish lesson, the charity donation, or the thousands sang a language they didn't speak? Let know in the comments. Credits go to the stitching video used for this documentary. If you enjoyed this documentary, kindly like, share, and subscribe to True Verdicts.